thought that was the lowest for a second. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, yeah, somebody wants an organ light.
Yeah.
My shit has been dead since I left fucking North Carolina.
Shit. Go slowly. You don't want to turn the
Dude, the airport where I was sitting at.
Another day of getting parts, super small stuff that we need. Got injectors that were a little shorter than they're supposed to be, so we need these adapters. Didn't come in time, so I'm grabbing them at this place over here.
The vehicle, right? So it does make a lot of sense.
That's just all faded. Yeah, mine has fucking drywall mud and all kinds of shit stuck in the motherfucker.
What are you doing?
How's it going, Nate? Are you happy?
Yeah.
V6. Adding these rails to the trailer so we can put everything everywhere. Like Rich has been organizing this thing. Like, people have no idea how much work goes into organizing things correctly, but this is really rad. Look at all the stuff over here that we're bringing. Super nice trailer, obviously. I got a bunch of stuff in here. Oh, let's pull to the sides. Look at that. Really nice. Love it.
Doesn't my work? Oh no, we had my shit was 100% gone. That shit was it had to be used.
What was the thing?
Yeah, you saw how we tried to burn out? Remember that shit? I was drifting and yeah, I did a wall burn out. That's probably the next so either
So a little late night organization. We've been working on this, of course, a little longer. As you can see, we have a bunch of these little pack outs, and they're for different jobs. Like this one is for the front suspension, and it contains all the hardware for the front suspension you'll need. and there's 2 of them, so you can work on front suspension left and right at the same time. You also have one here for the clutch, so it has all the stuff for the clutch. Spare hardware. These plates have been made in different thicknesses to do the throwout bearing clearance. This is all the stuff for all the stuff on the outside of the motor. Looks like very few stuff. A couple sockets, because lots of stuff, like everything on the supercharger is 14 and lots of the other stuff is 19, so it's pretty easy. And this, for instance, is the rear suspension. Really wild. It's not Wisefab rear suspension, but a different brand, let's say brand X, and it has this ridiculously large, insanely large tool. We had to cut it in half and re-weld it, otherwise it wouldn't fit. But that's an insanely large tool that you need for the rear control arms, which is of course bizarre. Everything else, I'm just organizing it right now. As you can see, I've got one over here which contains like the zip ties and clamps and the Adele clamps, so that's all nicely organized over there. These back outs are really cool. They just click together, you take them apart really easily, and yeah, I really like that system here. You can see one, for instance, for all the dash lines or AN, Army Navy fittings. You can see all of that stuff that we've got with us on a racing weekend. So if you're organizing these things, obviously the heavy and big stuff goes down low, so this is where we have all the boost pipes and stuff. We made extras of them, and when you're stacking them, of course you need to think about what order, but also like the weight, because they're going to go in the trailer, so it doesn't make much sense to have like super heavy stuff up top. Here you can see all the spare stuff for the motor, spare sensors, spare fittings for the body, and like heavy stuff like hubs and like the rear tie rods and the hubs that we bring with us. Here's all the hardware for the clutch and the transmission that we're bringing. As you can see, bolts for the bell housing, bolts for the flywheel, and spare clutch discs, clutch alignment tool that goes in there, extra release bearing, transmission mounts. These are the mounts. These are the bolts for instance, the transmission to the bell housing. So we've got all that stuff with us on a racing weekend in case it gets lost or damaged or whatever. Quick change ratios, obviously not light, because we've got a bunch of there, a bunch of hub stuff and CV joints, Wisefab, and the front tie rods in there. So that's basically a whole array of things, and it's all nicely organized and packaged.
We'll see if there's any noises.
All right.
First time.
Yeah, I'm waiting for you in power steering. I'll go off.
If you set the computer for that, then
He's gonna come with it.
you're like, you can do it. I'm like, not me. I am not able.
So excited to hear this thing, dude. We gotta wait for Rich for that though. Kept on getting asked for a debit.
No, it's good.
I don't think it's the perfect amount.
Yeah, one card, it just falls.
Maybe.
Let's do it.
Could you keep an eye on the AccuSump level or pressure? Where are we at?
I'll go off. Did you guys check oil? No.
Hey guys, it's 5:30 in the morning. We've been working all night, all day and all night, and we're about to load up the trailer and everything, head to Las Vegas.
Yeah, we're getting there, baby.
Rich is already packing the trailer.
Woo!
Oh, finally.
Finally.
There's always a lot of stuff that we're taking, of course. Got the pack outs over there, the golf carts in there, the jack for the trailer, some totes. So this is all the stuff that we're taking with us. Everything is packaged in totes. The chains, fan. This is all the MISC tools, extra bash bar. Another pack out. Eric's still working on the seat. So we're taking a spare intercooler, a spare radiator, 2 spare steering racks. Obviously a lot of other stuff that's already been packed, but it's like the big stuff that stays in its own little box because it doesn't make any sense to put them in a different box, obviously. These things always take longer than you think. We got the whole rig backed up. I'm gonna back it down the driveway now so we don't have to drive the race car uphill to load it to the trailer or do all kinds of maneuvering and turning with it. So get the trailer right down there and then get the car down the hill.
But I can definitely feel the weight going down.
On the way, finally.
Finally.
Eric, do you remember what day it is?
Sun's up.
Sirius XM channel 98.
Springtime potpourri, springtime fresh.
I don't know what the parents were doing till 5 p.m.
Like 50 ponies, I'm not fucking with you. Like huge.
We are in Prims, and you guys may remember this spot if you are a loyal viewer, because that's the actual place where Brian shaved through his brake line when we were on our way to the East Coast. Now we're stopping here. It's ridiculously hot. It's seriously like 100 out here. Getting some Mexican food.
It's a little sketchy, but
pulling the plugs from the Corvette, and as you can see, they are a little cold. They appear to be a little cold, but we're running racing fuel, so that's naturally going to run a little bit colder. This gap is incorrect, so we're going to be swapping them out because these are runs before we're even making boost. So we go from TR6 to a very well-known plug, TR7iX, and obviously we are gapping those things correctly, and the correct gap in this application would be 0.3 at least. Let me show you guys. 0.3, so that goes in between. You basically close it down until you're at 0.3. So the car is tuned and I really like it a lot. It drives very much like all my other cars, or well, not just my car, but it drives much like my E46. Really like that. Super easy car to drive. And now we're going to go to this man Alex, who is a really good alignment specialist. Like, this car looks very simple, but it has an extreme cornering. He just took me for a ride. It's bizarrely gripped up. This is Mitsubishi heaven over here. There's a reason why we go all the way here for alignments, because this guy really knows his stuff. Yeah, look at all the stuff. Nice FD.
In fact, it's going to be quite hard to know where to watch because there are several drivers who are going to fight their way through now.
Well, it's all in the hands of Max Verstappen. Once the safety car has back into the pit, he will then control the which point he will nail it. He's most likely going to do.
The brake depressors out of there?
So it's about 4 a.m. We're leaving Vegas and we're heading for Albuquerque. The car's been aligned, the car's been dynoed. So let's see what she does on the track. We're able to use the track in the afternoon. It's about 12 hours driving, so we should arrive there around 4, a little before 4. Don't forget to take a look at our website as well, einzel.nl. We ship worldwide, of course, Wisefab, Feal Suspension, our own brand Einzel, gearboxes, quick change differentials, axles, all kinds of things. A lot of fabrication components, of course, air jacks, subframes for quick change, you name it. Drop us an email and we'll hook you up.